Hello and welcome to Animation with Scratch. In this course, I'm going to show you how to create cool animations and costumes using the features in Scratch. Remember, you have to finish the Introduction to Scratch course before you do this one. If you haven't finished the Introduction to Scratch course, go back and finish that and come back to this one. Awesome! Let's go ahead and get started. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to create a cool animation with costumes. Go ahead and click Create. And I'm going to name my project Costumes. Awesome! The first thing I'm going to do is to say bye-bye to Mr. Cat. And then we're going to get a new backdrop. I want you to go down to the new backdrop section and click on the button that says Choose from Library. Awesome! Go down, scroll down, and I'm going to pick the Night City with Street. Click on it and say OK. Click OK. Wonderful! That's a beautiful backdrop. What we're going to do next is to go and get a new sprite. So go to the Sprite Library. I want you to scroll down and look for Jamie walking. So scroll all the way down and you should see Jamie walking. There he is. So let's click on him, and before we click OK, I want you to take a look at a few things, okay? So click on Jamie walking, and below that, what does it say? It says Costumes 5. That's right, Jamie has 5 costumes. Okay. Wow, look at that. There's another Jamie. Go ahead and click on him and look, he has 2 costumes. And Horsey has 2 costumes. How about Home Button? Home Button has no costumes. What about the Helicopter? Helicopter has no costumes either. Let's check out Hippo. Hippo has 2 costumes. So remember, if you want to make an animation, you need to pick a sprite that has more than 2 costumes. Okay, so it has to have either 2 or more than 2 costumes. Alright, so today we are going to pick Jamie walking. Okay, so let's click on Jamie walking and I want you to click OK. Awesome! So there's Jamie in the Night City. Wonderful. So the first thing I'm going to do is to make him smaller. Okay, so click on the Events tab, get the when flag clicked, and how do you make him smaller? That's right, use the Set Size to block. Okay, so click on the Looks tab and get the block that says Set Size to, and we are going to change it to 60%. Okay, so click here, type in 60. And let's click on the flag. Wonderful. So the very first thing I'm going to do is to make Jamie move. I want to move him to this point. How do I do that? That's right. I can use the motion blocks, right? So let's go to the motion tab and I'm going to use the glide block. So let me get the glide block and I need to find the position, right? So let's say we want to make him come somewhere here. So that's X 183 and Y is a minus 126. Okay, so I'm going to put that in 183 and a minus 126. Okay, let's put this in and try it out. Awesome! Jamie just moved. Let's try it out one more time. Beautiful. But wait a minute. Did it look like he was walking? Not really, right? What did it look like? Let me show you one more time. It looks like he was gliding, right? Why is that? Look, we used the glide block. That's why he's gliding. Can you make him walk? Is there a walk block in the motion blocks? No, right? I'm going to show you a cool way in which you can make him walk. So let's get the glide block out and let's say bye-bye. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go and take a look at his costumes. how do you take a look at his costumes? Well, if you go up here, there's a costumes tab. Awesome. I want you to go ahead and click on that and look. Wonderful. There's Jamie and look. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 costumes. That's right. Jamie has 5 costumes. But wait a minute. He looks the same in all of them and he's even wearing the same clothes. Then why are we calling it costumes? That's because if you notice, when I click on number 1, and if you look at the screen here to the right, he looks exactly like number 1. And when I click on number 2, he looks like number 2. And when I click on 3, he looks like 3. And when I click on 4, he looks like 4. And that is why they are called costumes. So whichever costume you click on, Jamie's going to look exactly like that. He's wearing the same clothes, but what is different? If you notice, his hands and legs are in different positions in different costumes. So we have costumes in which Jamie is moving his hands and legs differently, and whichever costume we click on, Jamie's going to look exactly like that. Wonderful. So if you look at my screen, can you guess which costume he's wearing now? He's wearing costume number 4. What about now? He's wearing costume number 3, right? If you look at here, he's wearing costume number 3. Wonderful. So we're going to use costumes and we're going to make him walk. Okay? So what I want you to do now is I want you to go up here and click on the scripts tab, and I'm going to show you a new block that you can use to make him walk. So let's go to the looks tab, and I want you to look for the block that says next costume. Okay? So get the block that says next costume, and if you remember, we have multiple costumes for Jamie, and in that he's moving his hands and legs differently. Okay? So let me click on the next costume, and I want you to keep watching Jamie. Okay? Awesome. What do you see? If you notice, each time I click on next costume, Jamie, it looks like Jamie is moving his hands and legs. Wonderful, and that's exactly what you do to walk, right? So, what do I do? Well, I can put a lot of next costume blocks in my program, or is there anything else I can do? That's right, I can tell Scratch, hey Scratch, just do this 20 times. How do I say that? That's right, I can use a loop, right? So go to the control tab, get the repeat block, and what are we going to repeat? We're going to repeat the next costume block, okay? And let's say, you can put any number, so let's say 20, okay? I'm going to put 20, and let's put it in our program and try it out. Wow, look at that. One more time. Awesome. What just happened? Jamie's moving his hands and legs really fast. Because we're changing the costume, right? That was really beautiful. But it really looked like he was running. Do you want him to run? Not really, right? You want him to walk. So let's slow him down. How do you slow him down? I'm going to show you a new block that you can use to slow him down. Okay? So go to the control tab and look for the block that says wait. Okay, it says wait 1 second. So I'm going to put that in my program and see what happens. Wow, look at that. So he's waiting 1 second each time he changes his costume. So now it looks like he's walking. It's slowed down, but it's rather too slow, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop and I'm going to say wait. Let's stop this and let's say 0.5 seconds, okay? Let's say 0.5 seconds and then I'm going to try it again, okay? Wow, that's nicer and it looks like he's moving. He's walking, right? So let me stop this and wait a minute. What is missing here? That's right, he's not moving, right? He's walking. It looks like he's walking on the same spot. What do you want him to do? You want him to come all the way up here, right? So how do you do that? He's just moving his hands and legs. So what does he have to do? He has to move forward, right? How do you make him move? That's right. You need to get the move block, right? So go to the motion tab and I'm going to get the move block. I'm going to leave it at 10 steps. And I'm going to put it right here before he changes the costume. I want him to move a little bit, change costume, move a little bit, change costume, okay? So let me try this. Wow, look at that. Now he's walking. Isn't that awesome? So let me stop. Oh, he just stopped. Okay, so he stopped here. So if you want him to come all the way here, what do you need to do? That's right. Instead of repeating 20 times, you can change this to a bigger number. So let me stop this. Okay, and let me say 30. Okay. And then I'm going to do one more thing. Instead of waiting for 0.5 seconds, I'm going to say wait for 0.3 seconds. Okay, that'll make him walk a little bit faster. So let me put him back in position and let me try this. Okay. Wow, look at that. Beautiful. He's walking really nicely. Awesome. And that's exactly what I wanted. And look, he stopped. That's because we said 30. So if you want him to go further, you can make it 40 and try again. Okay? So wonderful. So you now know how to use costumes to create animations. In this case, we had a costume where Jamie was moving his hands and legs. So we were able to use that to make him walk. Okay? So go ahead, have a lot of fun. Try to change the speed with which he's walking. Try to make him walk all the way up to the end of the road and have a lot of fun. You can change the backdrop. You can look for another sprite that has walking costumes and try to make that sprite move. Remember, you need to check for two things. You need to check for a sprite that has more than two or more costumes. And then if you want the sprite to move, you have to look for a sprite that has walking costumes. So it has to move his hands and legs in different positions and have costumes for that, right? So look for a different sprite, make that sprite walk, change your backdrop and have a lot of fun until I see you in the next lesson. And remember, don't forget to like us on Facebook. Bye-bye.